Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Dicing with Death. Once again, I ask Ryan a question that takes more than 20 seconds to answer while the intro is running. It's a habit of mine.
I should just be more succinct.
Mm-hmm.
I'm used to having to drag out my conversation to fill a 4-hour show block, but
Yeah, you can just...
not for the banter.
Not for the band, no.
That's like, tell me about your life in 20 seconds. Oh, we're back from break. We're done.
Yeah, I don't really care, Ryan. I'm just trying to fill that, 20 seconds of silence with small talk, you know?
Okay. So... Zwihard. Does he wake up in the morning?
Zwihard and the goats go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like the beginning of a children's book. You all stay in this little hut here. As we said before, this is maybe 60 or 80 feet at the most from side to side. And with the goats around, anything that comes near this building, they're definitely going to be aware of. You know, they'll notice if anything's coming out.
Yeah. So Zwihard and the goats go to bed, and in their sleep they are murdered by 10 tentacled monsters.
Nope. You guys wake up next morning unmolested. The same rain is still drizzling down. It's been...
I'm going to have a peek at... Can I look down, take a light walk down the hallway before memorizing spells?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, so let's go have a peek and see if anything disturbed my stone pile.
Absolutely, things have disturbed your stone pile. The whole pile of earth and rock has been pulled back and inside, and there is now a very, very large passageway fit for Grell to move freely.
Is there any... I look on the ground out in front of it. Is there any sign that the Grell have left?
Grell levitate. They wouldn't mark the ground. They're hovering creatures.
I didn't know that Grell hovered.
What?
Apparently Zwihard did.
Yeah. How do you not... Grell levitate.
Fly? Could they have just levitated and flown away?
Yes.
They can fly?
Yes.
Oh god, first the Cyclops and now the Grell apocalypse. Can I fit through this hole?
Yes, definitely. Quote, the Grell's most common strategy is to use its natural levitation ability to hide in the upper reaches of large chambers. It can then drop silently on a victim, who suffer -3 penalty to surprise rolls when attacked this way.
Oh, well. All right. Strength of stone. Let's see. Soften earth and stone. Let's do a produce flame. So I'm going to go memorize spells. I wonder if a Dust Devil would actually be a better option for... Let's do that instead of Produce Flame. Let's do Dust Devil. Maybe that'll be able to fuck with the Grell. No, in case they're flying. Okay, Produce Flame, it is. Need another first level spell. Bum. Maybe I'll just do 2 strength of stones. What are the chances? What does wind column do? The description here is pretty awful. I'm wondering if that can disrupt flying creatures' movement. Wind column. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't look like wind column can be used aggressively. All right, let's just do 2 strength of stones, I guess. Or actually was... Weighty chest is a first level spell. Want to... Oh, that's what I should have done. I could have used weighty chest to like make the stones possible to move. I mean, I would have had to memorize it at some point. Well, let's grab it for now. I don't know, whatever. That's probably gonna be useless, but we'll see. All right, and then I'll grab my goats and head back to the entrance to this cave.
Okay. You head back to the entrance to the cave.
Or whatever, to the lower level.
Right. You head back to the caved-in section.
I cast my light spell. And I cast Detect Evil.
There's no evil.
Farnham's fucked. Right, that's the nearest.
The nearest major settlement.
Yeah, although Blackstone Keep's pretty close.
Yep. And there are other outposts all throughout these hills of other mines. You know, Blacksteel Keep has a few other mines nearby, and there are settlements about. Many settlements. Small settlements.
Well, with Detect Evil active, I will start, I'll crawl through the hole, drag the goats in after me. The hole, you said, is about 6 feet wide or something? Wide enough for a grell to float right through?
Oh, yeah,
I
totally.
would have had to go through single file, though, so I feel like not more than a handful could have gotten out in the night.
How slow do you think they move? Like 1 per hour?
I mean, I feel like if it were a grell army, they probably would have excavated the whole hallway and just left.
That's a good point, yeah. If it was a whole Grell army, they probably would have just killed you, right?
I don't know, but I proceed forward cautiously, detecting evil as I go.
Okay. Take a quick roll over here and a quick roll over there. You detect no evil as you head down the slope and head back to that 3-way intersection. You've been to the right. There's an old dry fountain and kind of like a waiting area. You've been in front of you. That's where the path changes abruptly. And you've been slightly to the left, which forks.
I'm going to go straight ahead, stopping every couple hundred feet to detect evil. Right. But I think there will be that abrupt change in the hallway. Right? Where it looks like whoever was digging this mine intersected some other mine that had been clawed into the rock, perhaps magically.
Right. This other one was thinner and much taller. Perfect Grell size, actually. Now that you're thinking about it, if you hadn't already thought about it. Well, you head back there, which is 100 feet or so past the main intersection. And you're standing in this thinner hallway.
Looking up and detecting evil.
No evil.
I guess we step in. Do I see anything on the ceiling?
No.
No?
It's peaceful. Quiet. Are the goats with you?
Yeah, the goats are with me. How far does this hallway go?
To the edge of your vision.
So we trudge on at least another 100 feet. Is it straight or does it curve?
No, this passageway is fairly straight. It looks like it might follow areas of lesser density, like the path of least resistance, but it is going straight.
I don't even really have a pickaxe to mine. Or will we say that it's still on the goat?
I
don't
mean,
have
you
it
packed up
written
your
on my
stuff.
character sheet.
Yeah.
Say that again.
You packed up your stuff to leave, and then packed up your stuff to head back here. We've sort of been playing loosey-goosey with your supplies. You know, we haven't tracked rations in forever.
I mean, I have rations written. I have 44 pounds of rations on my character sheet. We just haven't been subtracting them from. Presume, yeah.
It can go either way. Why don't you roll me a d6, 50-50 chance of you have packed one instinctively.
All right, if it's 4, 5, 6, I've got it. I got it.
Okay.
All right. It's probably I probably just never took it away. I mean, it was probably just stayed with the pack, with the
Strapped
goat
to the
pack
saddle,
after. Yeah, I never bothered to return it to wherever I borrowed it from.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Where was so we did? So there was mithril here that I never mined. Correct. There was a mithril
Correct.
vein.
Correct.
So we paused there. There was just the one vein, right? That looked like it went on both sides through the wall.
And that's when you hear this.
I look up and around. It's not the goats, is it?
No, it's not the goats. It's something from deeper within. It's a squawking.
I don't think Grell makes sounds. I don't detect any evil, right?
You turn and face, and yes, you do detect evil.
All right. I start conjuring my Dust Devil and get behind the goats.
The Dust Devil is conjured and hovering in front of you. The goats are in front of you. The mithril vein is at your knees or hips or something.
Mm-hmm. I send the Dust Devil forward. So the Dust Devil is some 30 yards in front of me. And I sort of walk after it as I cast a Strength of Stone and follow the Dust Devil.
Okay. You follow the Dust Devil as it heads down the hallway, and there, coming out of the darkness in your direction, is a singular Grell, which we will show for chat.
Not a Gorgon, my other favorite monster.
Right.
Why do they squawk? And
they have a weird language composed of bird-like squawks and chirps.
So does the hallway continue? Past
it does continue past
way?
the Grell, yeah.
Okay.
But there's this one here.
Mm-hmm. All right. I think the Grell probably has to roll for initiative.
Yeah, I think we all have to roll for initiative. Grell goes at 5.
What?
They are medium-sized creatures.
Mm-hmm. Should I roll separate for everything, or just?
You can do you and the goats as separate rolls for simplicities.
Okay, so me. So Swihard's slow. I guess the goats don't really matter. Should I roll how do I roll for the goats? Should I just roll a D10?
3?
Okay, we aren't going to bother with an initiative thing. Yeah, D10 plus 4 for medium size?
3 for medium.
3. Mm-hmm. Oh, we're all slow.
Oh my god. Your initiative was 17. Okay, cool.
Yep. So I'm standing behind the goats, and then the Dust Devil is about 30 yards in front of me down the hallway. Mm-hmm. If I can see how far is the Grell?
It's at the very edge of your vision. So
it's got to be outside of my vision. It's probably in dim light or something. My vision only extends torchlight, which is 20 feet, and then maybe dim light for another.
Well, I told you about it when you first perceived it, so whatever you can see is where it is.
Okay, well, then it's already been hit by a Dust Devil.
Ah, well then it probably has been hit by a Dust Devil. Make me a Dust Devil attack for the last round.
Right, would it have walked through? Because light only. I mean, I've got my detect evil, which I didn't start to concentrate on until later. It's a luminous glow within 20 feet. Objects in darkness beyond the sphere can be seen at best as vague, shadowy shapes. It is vague about how far it extends beyond that. I think torches we usually say is at 20 and then full to 60.
Something like that, yeah.
The Dust Devil can move up to 30 yards away from me.
Okay, so the Dust Devil is at 90 feet, runs into the Grell, attack roll.
Yeah. 19. It's actually,
Ooh.
it might actually be a crit if such things are possible.
No, clears by 4.
Okay.
Very close, though.
Yeah.
You could somehow finagle a +1.
I assume it doesn't have any AC 4 damage. It's got a +1 for it being a 2-hit die creature. I think that's the only bonus it should get. I mean, the Grell doesn't get any penalties for being dark or for back attacks or anything like that.
No.
So I think we're fine.
Okay. You hit it for 4 damage.
Yeah, let's see. And I don't know if it messes with its hovering, but I guess the blinding effect isn't going to do anything, is it?
No, because Grell don't have eyes.
Vision. Creatures caught within are blinded while inside. Yeah. But maybe this will be enough to distract the Grell.
Okay. And then we've rolled for initiative already.
Mm-hmm.
And the Grell will attack the Dust Devil. It can be attacked, right? It's got AC and hit points?
It's got AC and hit points. Oh, it can move 180 feet per round, but it can't ever be separated by more than 30 yards from me. I guess so it can go from one end of its max range to the other in a single round.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I guess this is like you're probably moving into the area of this as the Grell is fighting the Dust Devil. But you see it whip out.
Maybe that's why I was squawking.
Yeah. You see it whip out with its tentacles, striking at the Dust Devil. What's
rules
the AC?
as written, it has AC 4, so AC 16.
Okay.
Should we just do that and not
That's
deal
perfect.
with damage soak?
Yeah, we'll just deal with that. So it makes all 10 tentacle attacks. AC 16, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Three hits. A 19, a 22, and a 24. The 24 is a crit, I believe.
Yeah. Can you score a critical against an air elemental?
I think you can.
I guess you can do double damage. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It's only got 6 HP, so...
Well, each hit from the Grell does D4 damage. So it takes exactly 6 hit points worth of damage.
Well,
Dissipating
that was a bit of a flub.
And then it is the party's turn. Goats and Zweihaard.
I think Zweihaard shouts charge, not realizing the full... probably not really realizing that the Dust Devil has been killed or anything like that. I mean, I probably realize it as I'm urging the goats to attack, urging the Dust Devil to attack, and it doesn't. So the goats break into a charge and back attack the Grell, right? Oh, maybe not. I guess it depends. No, not quite.
Probably not. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Not that these things have backs. So the goats will charge, which is I think they might even have a special charge ability. Does charge normally give +1 to hit?
+2 to hit, -1 to AC.
So sheep have Charging a distance of at least 40 feet. That's buffalo. Camels. Sheep generally flee, but if cornered, they'll attack. A male antelope will charge, inflicting 1 to 4 points of butting damage. I guess they don't get any bonus or anything. Okay. All right. So 2 charging sheep. Did you say there was any bonus associated with the charge? Or
+2 to hit.
+2 to hit. So total of +3. There's 1 sheep. There's another sheep.
Oh, the second sheep, I think, throws like a flying headbutt towards the grell, colliding with its head. It's got to jump, and goats are great jumpers, and it headbutts the grell right in its soft, squishy brain, critically it.
Double damage. 3 points of damage. He did his best. And then Zweihaard follows up from reach, striking out with the halberd. My strength is 16, so that just gives me a bonus to damage, I believe.
Yes, sir.
Critically missing.
Your halberd, I think it comes like from the side and gets caught in the
save
hallway.
Versus death, so I don't murder any goats. But
yeah, the halberd scrapes against the walls, coming to a stop well before the grell. And we roll initiative.
And I think we're fucked.
Grell rolls a 7.
It's not possible for me to roll better than that. I guess my goats can.
Zweihaard gets a 19.
D10 +3 for the goats. Yeah, they have an 11.
The grell goes first. It sends 5 of its tentacles after 1 goat. 9, 10, 10, 19, 19.
So by the book, they have AC 13.
Okay. So 2 hits then.
Is that so they're not having damage soak? They'll just have.
Yeah, that just gets. They're weird, smallish creatures. You know, I'm going to say the 13 AC comes from their relatively small size compared to a person, and they've got no damage soak.
So was that 1 hit on the first
2
one?
Hits. 2 19s against it. The goat will take 3 and 2 damage.
That's enough to bring down 1 goat.
And the second goat gets 5 tentacles after it for a 7, 13, 9, 16, 24. So 1 hit and 1 crit.
They're down.
How much HP does goat 2 have?
Doesn't matter. Like, they had 2 and 3 HP, I think.
Ooh.
3 and 4 HP. So the first one, yeah. How many?
6 damage on the second one. And I guess they don't need saving throws because they die.
Why is that?
Well, they don't need saving throws to avoid paralysis if they're dead.
Oh, yeah. So Zweihaard's dead too.
It's Zweihaard's turn. '17's a hit. Yes. The hellish halberd. Oh my god.
10 points of damage.
Rips into the grell's face, like sinking into the frontal lobe of the brain. You would expect this to kill anything, but the grell is definitely a magical creature, and its brain is oddly functioning. Did you get 2 attacks this round?
I am specialized in an axe, so no.
Well, the grell is.
I think I ought to switch to, but I want to get my opportunity attack. The grell is what?
The grell is barely alive. Like, you've put a huge cleave in its brain, and it's just like leaking these reddish, greenish fluids out of it. It seems like 2 different fluids. Yeah, the goats are fucking dead on the ground, spazzing out. Let's roll initiative.
Yeah.
Yeah. The grell went that round, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, kill the goats that round.
First.
Yeah.
All right, I get an 11.
You tie.
Okay.
Wow. So the grell moves towards you, provoking an attack of opportunity.
Correct, yeah.
And then you also get your regular attack at the same time?
I think so. That's how it works, right?
That's how it works. Go for it.
An 18.
Is a hit.
For 6 points of damage.
Which will kill it, so we don't even need to worry about your second attack, but all attacks
Squishy,
resolve
squishy ground.
simultaneously.
No, because this was an opportunity attack.
That's
So
true.
it dies as it steps within my 10-foot reach.
That's true.
Or as it closes, right? It doesn't have reach tentacles. There's like 5 foot or less.
Yep. All right. So the Grell collapses with a kind of a sloppy sound on the ground right above the goats. Its tentacles laid out, twitching occasionally.
I give it another stab with the halberd, make sure it's dead, and then I go to my goats. Oh no. Is there any chance for a good berry suppository to mend these goats? It's been so long training the poor goats. They just wound up Grell food.
With a successful intelligence check, fine. One per goat.
All right, we're doing it. Fail, pass. I can save 1 goat, and I burn 2 good berries in the process.
Yes.
Or
yes.
Where do the good berries go, or do I mush up a good berry powder?
I think you told us exactly where they go. You did call it a good berry suppository, Ryan.
All right.
Those
I'm
are,
never gonna get to use these fancy battle axes I got. The reach weapons are just
too good.
too powerful.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So one of your goats wakes up. Can you give me 2 saving throws versus spell for your goat?
Oh, to see if it's paralyzed?
Yeah. It is...
Neal's the first one, but it's paralyzed from the second.
Yep.
Okay. I stand up and sense down the hallway. Is there more evil lurking?
Yes, there is.
Oh, God. Oh, my good shit's on the goat. What if I have... So I'm temporarily at 16 strength. Makes my base to 70. If I ditch the rations, I'm good. For at least a few minutes. I don't know how long the goat's going to be out. So I'm going to take the saddlebags off of the goat and pick them up myself, dumping out some rations in the process. Maybe the Grow will eat the rations?
Maybe.
So
They're
I dump
probably
out
pretty stupid.
90% of my rations, all but like a couple days. So this probably takes a round of rearranging gear. And I backtrack to the mithril and probably drag the goat with me. Am I under time pressure? Like, are Grell emerging?
No, you haven't seen any yet.
Okay. I will cast Soften Earth and Stone on the stone around the mithril vein. Is there any worked stone, or is it all just...
It's all just hacked apart.
Okay. So it's going to be 4 10-foot cubes. So I guess 20 feet by 10 feet on either side of the path. I guess it's got to cross the path. So all in all, it'll be a 40-foot long by 10-foot wide by a couple of feet thick, as aligned with the mithril vein as I can.
Right. Okay. You soften earth and stone around it. Is it just regular casting time?
It's actually, this would have been this actually could be lethal if collapsed on top of a Grell. But that dwarven greed, casting time 5. So yeah, it's a
Okay.
Takes around.
You soften it, and the earth just kind of slumps out a little bit as it turns to clay, except for the hardened ore, which does not turn to clay.
So how accessible is it? It's going to take some digging?
Super accessible. Yeah, I mean, you got to dig, sure. Like, you got to reach in there and pull it out, or use a shovel or an axe or something.
But it's basically just like a long vein of mithril ore?
Yeah.
Is it the full length? Is there just like a 40-foot long vein of mithril running the length of the softened...
We'll see as you dig it out. The question for you, though, is how much time would you want to focus on this task versus your concern that there may be Grell nearby?
I think I don't sense anything. I haven't sensed anything behind me, correct?
Not yet.
I mean, I start digging, and then I pause and like sense evil.
There's nothing back towards the entryway.
Yeah.
But there's still evil within 120 yards down the other path.
Is it approaching?
No. Not that you can tell.
Do Grell eat flesh, right? Would they stop and eat a goat?
They might. Depends on what their priorities were. But they're not mindless, stupid animals. You know, they're intelligent creatures. They might not stop and eat a goat as well.
Yeah. I really should have grabbed a second strength of stone rather than that freaking weighty chest. I dig.
All right.
So I'm going to do like a
strength
dig for
check.
a couple rounds and then check. So let's do 2 rounds of digging or something like that.
Sure. Give me a strength check.
Well, I still got my strength of stone, 33.
God.
So I think I get my hands, like I set the halberd down for a second, get both my hands on the vein and just like,
And
deadlift.
the vein, it is one long connected vein. So you just like slowly tug this vein of ore out of the clay and then like start hacking the clay off of it.
Yeah, I think I need to get the pick and maybe break it off at the ends or something like that. That would seems like the most reasonable action to take.
Yes. Sorry. I was thinking about my wife. She's leaving for the weekend.
That was your good. You did like a forearm handshake.
We
to
did
say
a wave and a handshake, and then she's gone for the week.
You can't wait for like 20 minutes for us to finish this episode.
Maybe. I don't know.
You're like, anyway, sorry. All right, okay, so I yank the ore out of the, free from the.
You yank the left
clay.
side ore out, no problem. You get enough clay off of it that it's transportable, and around that time is when goat number 2, now promoted to goat number 1, wakes up, or is no longer paralyzed, and gets to its feet and starts nudging the other goat with its horns, and then nuzzling it with its cheek, and then going down on its knees and sniffing around its face. And then it looks up and looks at you.
We lost him, Goaty. Don't worry. You stick with me long enough, you'll be able to get your revenge on the Grell.
Comes
Is that the Grell or the goat?
That's the Grell from down the hall.
Have I gotten the whole vein free? Or
You've
you said I
gotten
got
the left side vein. The right side vein is still lodged in the wall, still covered in clay.
I will. I'm going to cast Produce Flame. How many rounds has it been? Hopefully I've still got some Strength of Stone left. Can we do a quick round count? So there were 2 rounds of combat.
3 rounds
Plus
of combat.
3 rounds of combat, plus a couple rounds of fussing.
10 minutes of fussing with the vein and the goat.
10 minutes.
Yeah, it took 10 minutes for the goat to wake up from it being paralyzed. I guess it
so my
died
Strength
in
of
the
Stone is
second
gone. In
round.
fact, I probably shouldn't have gotten that Strength of Stone on that strength check there to loosen the vein, but
Okay.
it seemed fine.
Yeah. You started
Alright,
with
so
the
I'll-
strength.
Go ahead. All right.
No, I was just gonna say you started with the strength, so the hard part you did while the stone was active.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast a produce flame.
Okay.
And I think I can
produce flame.
Yeah, I think I can throw in the round that I cast it, maybe. The caster can hurl a maximum of 1 flame per level, but no more than 1 flame per round.
I'm okay. I think you should throw one on casting, otherwise it's a weird spell. It's got to be the same round.
Okay. So I'm going to produce flame and huck it down the hallway. I can throw further than I can see. I can throw it 40 yards.
All right, you hurl it 40 yards down the hallway. Make me an attack roll at -4 or however it's done, and a penalty of 4 for not being able to see.
Nothing. Yeah. So I just huck it blindly down the hallway. It combusts, igniting, lighting the area. It's got the brightness of a small torch if it's used as light. Yeah. Ignites on impact, 3-foot diameter. So it may light up the Grell if I.
Yeah, it certainly does. It lands near the base of one of the Grell.
This is resolved as a grenade-like missile, but I think with a 2 -1, it probably doesn't go anywhere near it.
Yeah, I think it lands near, but not damaging the Grell. And you see not 1, not 2, but a Congo line of 3 Grell floating silently in your direction, occasionally squawking. But their movement is quiet.
I look to the other mithril vein and, shaking my head, realize I've got to leave it behind. I drag my goat and we make to leave.
Your
so
goat
they're more than 20, but so they're what, like 40 yards off?
Yeah, I think they're probably about like 50 yards or so.
Okay.
Maybe, yeah, something like that.
Okay. So we withdraw.
You withdraw. The Grell hover after you, but
I throw another produce flame.
You manage to make it out without the Grell catching up to you.
Are they slow, or do they just seem like they're not in a hurry?
Now, according to the dwarf lore that you have, Grell are quite a bit faster than dwarves. They're human speed.
Mm-hmm.
So you're fairly certain that these things, under optimal conditions, would be able to catch you without any questions.
Mm-hmm.
That these don't chase you down.
They fear me.
Is it? Maybe. I mean, you did just kill a Grell.
Mm-hmm.
You did just kill one.
And I am chucking fireballs at them.
And you are throwing fireballs at them. Perhaps they're being careful.
Mm-hmm.
Or perhaps they've just woken up from a long sleep. Perhaps they're actually friendly Grell that are just misunderstood.
Why did they murder my goat then?
Perhaps they're friendly, hungry, stoned Grell who are just like, oh, goat meat. Who knows?
My favorite. Okay.
Who knows?
I withdraw from the mine, throwing fireballs as I go.
Mm-hmm.
And dragging a mithril vein of mithril ore, and a sick goat, and a bunch of gear. I am now way over encumbered.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, the goat can help.
You make it back out into the raining day. Yeah.
I think we take stock on the surface.
From your position looking at the mine, it doesn't seem like any Grell are coming out. They don't follow. They don't come onto the surface.
I look up or around. Is there like a boulder that I could roll in front of? There's the shattered door frame. How bad did it just crack?
Yeah, it cracked.
I need a single object that I can place in front of the entrance. So I guess a door, but a door is not heavy enough. That big stone door would have been perfect. Or a single block, but I'm not gonna be able to push a single block of stone that weighs that much. I look around for something to put in front of the door. Something big, how big are the blocks of stone used to make these houses?
They are comprised of multiple sub-blocks. You know, it's not just one big rock. So There is no single object nearby that will blockade this entryway.
I mean, it's really like is it a metaphysical question? What is a non-living object no larger than a 5 by 5 by 5 cube? Right? If I arrange them in an appropriately spiritual way, such that it might trick my god into looking at this collection of stones as a single pile of stones rather than the individual stones.
It's a good question.
If I tie them up with rope such that they are a package of stones, right? If I were to package is a word that is used, right, in the wording of the spell, right? It enables the caster to enchant a chest, book, package, or other non-living object. Could I assemble a package of stones tied together with a rope that covers the majority of the doorway?
But it said no bigger than a 5 by 5 by 5 cube, right? The doorway is well bigger than 5 by 5 by 5.
Isn't it like 6 feet? It's a dwarven mine, right?
Yeah, but didn't we say I think we said it was like 6 by 8 or something? Was the entryway? It was tall.
Okay.
It was large.
So then, okay. So then it'll be 5 feet tall.
5 feet tall, 5 feet wide. So 5 by 5 by 5 cube with like some space around it.
That weighs 2 to 5 times its usual weight.
Okay. Sure. You can.
Is that a
this is doable. Yes.
It's gonna take like an hour or more.
It'll take you a long time to get all the stones and tie them up and throw enough mud between them to act as mortar.
Goaty needs to recover anyways, so
yeah.
Actually, now I've only got one, so he's just goat.
Right.
So he recovers from the paralysis nearby as I start arranging stones in front of the doorway. Mm-hmm. I think I lay out the string first, and then I start piling stones on top of it, and I'll package it tie it in a bow so that it's a package. Right, as soon as it's got a bow, it becomes a package of stones and not.
Technically speaking. Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if you would roll with this amount of rules lawyering in an ordinary campaign, or if you're just being kind to me. But
you take many disadvantages that many other people would power game to avoid, so it makes me feel more comfortable bending the rules in your favor when you bend them in my favor,
Yeah, we've talked about this before.
It's a good relationship. It's a healthy relationship. I know.
All right. Is there any movement from inside of the cave as I'm packaging my stones?
No. As you play with your package, you see no signs of any people spying on you.
Okay. So then I probably spend hours packaging the stones. Meanwhile, did the whole thing come out as like a 10, 15 foot rod of ore?
Yeah, it's about, I want to say like a 3 foot chunk.
Mm-hmm.
That is kind of blobbly and awkward
Did it
shaped.
go further? Did it get to the end, or did it just break off at a spot?
It looks like it broke off at a spot. There's potentially more mithril down there.
I mean, there's definitely more mithril down there. Mm-hmm. Okay.
You do your best to block the entryway. How long does weighty chest last?
Days. 1 day, so 4 days.
Okay.
AoE 5 foot cube. Casting time 1 turn. Plus all of the packaging required.
Okay. Yeah.
Caster can move the object normally throughout the duration. I can't normally move a package of stones, but
you get it set.
I use every ounce of dwarf crafting I have to stack the stones. Use my 50-foot length of rope to tie them off with a bow, and arrange them in such a way that no mere mortal should be able to move them. We'll see. I can also tie it to the frame of the door or whatever. Was there a weird mechanism that the trap door was attached to?
The
a
thing that
slot
slid
up
down
above with rollers or something?
There is, yes.
Yeah. So maybe there's something there I tie it to. Okay.
You
I do my
affix
best
it. and you
seal
enchant
the door
it.
with my weighty package.
All right. And now what? Now that it's all patched up,
Let's go home.
all right. You get
Black
your
steel
one
keep.
remaining goat, and you face the long journey back home with a wounded goat.
Yeah, even if it's moving at half speed, it's still the same speed that I move.
That's
but it's
true.
probably a day of me dragging the goat rather than the goat dragging me.
In fact, would you give me like an animal handling check or something like that? Because I feel the wounded, stubborn goat, you might struggle.
I don't have animal handling, and I don't have a animal friendship spell handy. So we're gonna do like half my willpower.
Yep. Oh, you do it.
Barely a pass. Okay,
It's a struggle to get the goat home, but eventually you bring it through the gates of Black Steel Keep. During the drizzling rain.
Is Black Steel Keep intact?
It's intact. No one seems any the wiser to the things that you've seen. You're greeted with the usual gusto, maybe dampened a little bit by the cool, wet air. You find yourself invited inside quickly. There's a fire and a whole bunch of dwarves sitting around a table telling stories as you're coming in super late at night. Someone passes you a mug of ale.
It's probably just after sundown, right?
Sure.
Where is this ale being had?
In the hall on the first floor of the
So I
Black Steel Keep.
I drop off my goat. Is there a goat kennel? Is that a thing?
Yeah,
Or
there's
I've made it a thing at least.
no, there's definitely a thing. We've got we've got a map of your keep that includes a goat pen. The goat pen
It's not actually on the map.
No, it's on my hand map, not on this one. It's up here. That's the pen.
Are there other animals, or did they just keep goats?
There are a few other animals, yes. There's some donkeys, a mule.
Okay. So I drop off the goat and then head into the first floor of the keep to this feast in the Great Hall, I suppose.
Yep.
I look around. Is the priestess there?
Yeah, she's there. Everyone's chatting and having a good time. No one seems to be any wiser to the things that you've seen or done. They're just typically.
I think I look
dwarfing
mad
around.
and grizzled, damp, look like a wet goat. Crazed and suspicious. Maybe there's a crackle of lightning as I throw open the door and look a little surprised to see everyone. And I look around and I look to the priestess. He said,
Johanna's there. She gives you a wave. Turns back to the conversation at hand. Eventually, you notice hanging out on the side area, there's Ziggy 5, hanging out there. He's definitely was involved in some other conversation on the other end of the hall, but is just looking at you as you come in, drink in hand, like, did he go back? He was gone for 2 days. That's exactly how long it takes, and he took the goats and the pickaxe.
I think there's like an odd minute or so where I kind of stand there, a little shocked to have seen so many people. And it sounds like none of them really press me.
No.
And there was like maybe one of them tried to hand me ale and I chug it off. And I think I silently head down the stairs to the depths of the keep.
All right.
It seems like a good spot to end this episode.
I think so. Let's wrap it up and do some experience. Grell are expensive when it comes to XP.
Was that a full HP Grell?
Yeah, they only have
like
5 hit die, actually. So they don't have a ton of HP, but they do 10 attacks at D4 damage.
With a chance to paralyze.
Each with a chance to paralyze for 5d4 rounds.
So bring your minions.
Bring your minions. Also, they can equip weapons on their tentacles to increase the damage output of each one. So
Yeah.
they are tough.
So are there spells to get around paralysis?
Any sort of free action spell will get around paralysis.
And isn't that like a 5th level spell?
I have no idea. 4th level.
Is it a wizard spell?
Cleric spell.
Well, I picked the worst god to worship.
Well, you didn't pick a combat god, you know?
I didn't even
anyway.
pick a crafting god, apparently. So I've got to
Sarah,
invent
he's
all the
got a-
crafting spells that I want.
Well, that's why you're his favorite pupil for the moment being in this part of the world. 2,000 experience for the Grell. What did we do last week? You fought a crocodile, right? Yeah.
There was a crocodile. Were there some goblinoids?
Yes, they were. They didn't get touched on the recap because you kicked their ass so easily, I think.
Yeah, I swear someone was keeping track, reminding me that I wasn't getting experience, but...
Let's see. You also found the mithril ore last week. That is a major plot point. You made some cool tools. There was great RP with your minions, your subordinates, let's call them. Not minions, I'm sorry. That's rude.
Ziggy?
Yeah, Ziggy and Johanna.
Yeah, I
and,
think, yeah.
And
Yeah.
Zweihilda. No,
Zweihilda.
we haven't seen Zweihilda in a while.
There's no Zweihilda. That was, maybe my grandma was
Dunhilda.
Zweihilda. Dunhilda was the
Right.
event.
Zweihilda is your great aunt.
was my aunt, yeah.
It's your great aunt.
Yeah.
I don't know why she's important, but...
I don't even remember where she came in.
Oh, you also saved Grace.
Yeah, that's what it was.
There we go.
So...
And you don't get 10%, right? No,
I
only
do
single
not.
classed. Okay, so...
well, multi-classed can if they've got prime requisites in all their classes.
Oh, okay, cool.
My high stat is a 13.
So each of
Actually,
your...
I've got 15 con. Never mind.
Each of your subclasses gets 2,482 experience, which is quite a bit.
Again, 2,482.
Yes, sir.
Bringing my grand total to 14,382.
Ooh, is that a cleric level?
Level up. It might be a level 5 cleric. I think it's 1,300, isn't it? Or 13,000?
I think so.
And a fighter is probably not again till 16.
Correct. Cleric is 13, so that does level.
Sweet. Well, that's third level spells, baby.
Ooh. Yeah, fighter's definitely 16, 32, 64, 125 instead of 128. It's a good place to change it.
120. What's 125?
Fighter XP doubles. It goes 2,000, 4,008, 16, 32, 64, and then 125,000 instead of 128.
Weird.
No, it's great because then it goes 125, 250, 500, 750, 1,000. It's just, you know, better doubling pattern. Appreciate
Whatever.
it.
All right, so we will. I guess I can roll HP now, can't I?
Yes. D8 plus 1 divided by 2.
Yeah. There we are. R D8 plus 1 divided by 2. Nice.
Ooh, very good.
4 HP.
Yeah.
Bringing me to 31 out of 31.
Mm-hmm.
And I think all I will get is a third level spell slot.
Okay. It's the one.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah, I've just got one bonus first level spell. I might get new saves? I don't know. We'll find out. It is divided by 2, right? You
Your
don't get-
HP?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Third level spells for you are Astral Window, Continual Light, Control Animal, Create Campsite, Create Food and Water, Detect Spirits, Dispel Magic, Efficacious Monster Ward, Etherealness, Extra Dimensional Detection, Flame Walk, Helping Hand, Hold Animal, Invisibility Purge, No Customs, wonderful, Locate Object, Meld into Stone, ooh, Moment Reading, Plant Growth, Protection from Fire, Pyrotechnics, Remove Curse, Slow Rot, Snare, Speak with Dead, Spike Growth, Squeaking Floor, Starshine, Stone Shape, Summon Insects, Telethaumaturgy, Thief's Lament, Tree, one of the greatest spells, Water breathing, water walking, wind servant, and last but not least, zone of sweet air.
Well then.
All right. Well, that will be it for Zweihaard and Zweihilda today, and Dunhilda, and Ziggy, and Johanna. We will have a faux show this weekend.
For show.
Yes. And later today we're not doing Rise of the Dragon Queen. We're doing a one-shot, I think, run by Maggie using Dungeon World. I don't know. We'll see. That's later today. And there's shenanigans this weekend, but none next weekend. I'm out of town next weekend, so there's no fro next weekend. Gnomes, Tomes, and Catacombs starts in a couple weeks. Akuba Night starts in a couple weeks. Ryan, do you have anything to say?
Thanks for watching.
We'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.